Hi there. Today we're back with another video where I'm sharing some simple tips to make life a little easier, especially when it feels like you just can't get a handle on all the stuff piling up around the house. Have you ever cleaned one spot only to turn around and find another mess already waiting for you? I've been there too, constantly tidying up only to feel like everything keeps getting away from me. Every day felt like I was just spinning my wheels, unsure where to start next. But after trying countless methods, I finally found a few that really work. In today's video, I'm going to share 12 tips that will help keep your house tidy without having to clean it over and over again. After using these tips myself, I haven't had to do a big overhaul in months. It only takes a few minutes each day, and it truly feels like I've gained control over my space again. The first tip is something I wish I had known years ago. It's so simple, but it really makes a difference. Don't miss it. Number 1. Let's start with something simple and easy to manage. Have you ever looked at your living room, kitchen, or bedroom and felt like the clutter is just too much to handle? It's easy to feel stuck when everything feels chaotic and you're not sure where to begin. That's why I always start with something small that I can tackle quickly. For example, instead of diving into cleaning every room at once, I'll start with something that's easy to do but makes a big difference, like clearing off the kitchen table. It's something that doesn't take much time, but immediately makes the space feel cleaner. Once I do that, I feel like I've already accomplished something, and that motivates me to keep going. The great thing about starting small is that it gives you an immediate sense of success. Just getting one thing done boosts your energy to move on to the next task, and before you know it, you've made significant progress without feeling overwhelmed. It's a simple trick that works every time. I'll continue sharing more tips on how to stay on top of your cleaning and organizing in tomorrow's video, so stay tuned. Next, let's talk about how to handle those long to-do lists without feeling like you're drowning in them. Break your to-do list into smaller, more manageable chunks. We've all had that moment when you look at a long list of tasks and feel paralyzed. It's easy to get lost in the idea that you have to do everything at once, but the key is to break things down into smaller steps that feel more achievable. For example, instead of thinking, I need to clean the whole house today, try breaking it into smaller tasks like wipe down the kitchen counters or organize the pantry. These smaller tasks are easier to manage, and the best part, they're quick to finish so you can check them off and feel accomplished right away. By tackling just one small task at a time, you'll start to build momentum, and what once felt like an overwhelming list will begin to shrink. You'll realize you're getting more done without feeling like it's all piling up on you. It's all about shifting from the idea of doing everything at once to taking it step by step. Next, let's talk about how to deal with clutter in your home when it feels like it's everywhere. Creating sorting piles is one of my go-to methods when I'm dealing with a big mess. I know that feeling when everything is scattered all over the place, and it's hard to even think about where to start. It's like everything's decided to throw a party and I wasn't invited. That's when I've found it's easiest to simply create different piles, one for things that need to be thrown away, one for items that need to be put back in their places, and another for things to donate. Instead of jumping around from room to room trying to handle everything at once, I focus on one pile at a time. I'll start with the trash pile. Anything that's clearly useless goes straight into the bag. Once I've got that done, I move on to putting things back where they belong, and then I tackle the donation pile. It's like playing Tetris with all the stuff you no longer need. The beauty of sorting things into piles is that it helps you stay focused. You're not running back and forth between rooms, and you can see progress quickly. You'll also notice that without even realizing it, you've completed multiple tasks in one go. It helps reduce that feeling of never making any headway, and makes cleaning feel more structured. Plus, who doesn't love a good pile to throw stuff in? It's like a mini celebration every time you toss something into the donate pile. Now that we've got some of the clutter under control, let's move on to a simple but effective tip for managing the laundry that seems to never end. The laundry pile? Let's be honest, it's one of the most persistent problems in any home, right? No matter how many times you finish folding one load, another seems to appear out of nowhere. It's like laundry has a mind of its own, multiplying as soon as you turn your back. But here's how I handle it without feeling completely overwhelmed. Instead of letting it pile up into a mountain, I tackle it in small, consistent bursts. I pick a time each day to fold and put away one load. That's it. No waiting for the perfect moment to do it all, just one load. It sounds simple, but that's what keeps the mountain from becoming a towering mess. Once I've done that, I feel like I've crossed something off my list and can move on to other things. It's all about consistency. If you fold and put away laundry as it comes in, or do one load a day, it stops feeling like this huge task that takes hours to complete. And trust me, once you get into the rhythm, it's like a weight off your shoulders. The trick is to stay on top of it so it doesn't get ahead of you. Now that the laundry isn't running the show, let's move on to how to organize your cleaning routine to keep things running smoothly. It's easy to let cleaning slip when life gets busy, but having a consistent cleaning routine is the secret to keeping your home from getting out of control. Think of it as a way to prevent the mess from piling up in the first place instead of dealing with it when it's too overwhelming. What works for me is setting aside a specific time each day for light cleaning. Whether it's 10 minutes in the morning to quickly tidy up, or 20 minutes in the evening after dinner, just making it a regular part of my day keeps things in check. I make a habit of cleaning up as I go, wiping down surfaces and picking up anything that's out of place. It doesn't take much time, but it stops things from getting too messy. It's not about doing a deep clean every day, just a quick touch-up here and there. Trust me, these small actions add up. By sticking to a routine, I don't feel overwhelmed when it's time to clean because it's already part of my day. It's all about staying ahead of the clutter. With a cleaning routine in place, you'll be amazed at how much easier it is to keep everything in order. Now let's move on to a simple trick for dealing with daily clutter when you're short on time. When life gets busy, it can feel impossible to keep up with cleaning. But here's the thing, you don't need to set aside hours to maintain a tidy home. Doing just a little bit every day can make all the difference. I've found that spending 10-15 minutes a day on small tasks keeps everything manageable. Whether it's wiping down the kitchen counters after each meal, putting things back in their place right away, or quickly vacuuming high-traffic areas, these little actions prevent the mess from building up. And let's be real, no one has time to spend all day cleaning, but those 10-15 minutes, that's doable. The key is consistency. By incorporating these quick cleaning habits into your daily routine, you'll notice how much more organized your home feels without spending an entire weekend catching up on chores. Plus, it helps you stay on top of things so you're not facing a mountain of work at once. With that daily habit in place, let's move on to how to manage clutter when you're dealing with too many things in one space. When it comes to keeping clutter under control, storage solutions like baskets and containers are lifesavers. I used to think that everything had to be neatly organized in drawers or shelves, but what I realized is that sometimes simple storage options can make a huge difference. For example, in the living room, I keep a couple of stylish baskets near the couch for all the random items that end up there: magazines, toys, remote controls, and whatever else. Instead of leaving them scattered around, I just toss them into the baskets. It takes a minute and the space instantly looks tidier. Plus, it's easy to maintain because I don't need to spend hours organizing every little thing. Baskets and storage containers work wonders because they give everything a home, even if it's just temporary. They help hide the mess while keeping things accessible. The best part, you can easily move them around if you need to clean or reorganize. This simple trick has worked wonders for me, and now let's dive into how you can make sure your cleaning routine remains effective without feeling overwhelmed by the clutter. When clutter feels like it's everywhere, the key is to focus on one area at a time. It's tempting to jump from room to room trying to do everything at once, but that often leads to frustration and feeling like nothing is getting done. Instead, I recommend zeroing in on one space and giving it your full attention. For example, I'll start with the kitchen counters. Instead of thinking about cleaning the whole kitchen, I just focus on clearing one countertop. I'll remove everything that doesn't belong, wipe it down, and then place only the essentials back. Once I've tackled that, I move on to the next counter or area in the kitchen. By breaking it down, I feel a sense of achievement with each small win. This approach works because it gives you a clear starting point and an ending point, which makes it feel less overwhelming. You're not constantly thinking, I still have so much to do. You can actually see the progress in front of you and it feels manageable. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter, pick one space to focus on. Trust me, the rest will follow. Now that we've cleared a little space, let's talk about how to make sure that the mess doesn't creep back up on you. High-traffic areas like your entryway living room or kitchen tend to gather clutter the fastest. It's easy for these spaces to become catch-all spots for shoes, bags, papers, and whatever else comes through the door. But the trick is to minimize the items in these spaces to keep them looking tidy and functional. I started by keeping only the essentials in these areas. For example, in my entryway, I keep a basket for keys, a tray for mail, and a hook for my bag. Everything else, like shoes, random papers, or jackets, gets stored away in a closet or another part of the house. The less you have in these areas, the easier it is to keep them tidy. By minimizing items in high-traffic areas, you're not only making these spaces look cleaner, but you're also making it easier to keep them that way. You won't have to spend hours cleaning every surface because there's simply less stuff to deal with. Now that we've minimized the clutter, let's move on to a simple strategy that will help you tackle daily messes with ease. Cleaning and organizing doesn't have to be a solo job. If you live with family or roommates, getting everyone involved is key to maintaining a tidy home. When everyone pitches in, it feels less like a chore and more like a team effort. For example, my kids have their own designated areas to keep tidy. They have a specific spot for their shoes, toys, and school bags. I make sure to involve them in the process by setting a timer for a 5-minute cleanup each day. We all go through the house picking up and putting things away. It's quick, it's easy, and everyone feels responsible for their space. Not only does it lighten the load for you, but it also teaches everyone in the house good habits. Plus, it feels less like you're nagging them to clean and more like it's a routine everyone shares. By making cleaning a group effort, you'll find that maintaining an organized home feels much easier and a lot more manageable. Now that everyone's on board, let's look at how to tackle those spaces that constantly collect clutter, like the kitchen or living room. It's easy to feel like you're failing when you don't have a perfectly clean home 24/7. But the truth is, no one does. Set realistic expectations for yourself and your home. You don't have to deep clean everything every day. A simple touch-up here and there is more than enough to maintain a clutter-free environment. For me, this meant accepting that my house won't always look like it's straight out of a magazine. Instead of stressing over the fact that things might get a little messy, sometimes I focus on keeping things functional and tidy. For example, I don't expect the kids' toys to always be neatly stored, but I do make sure there's a designated spot for everything so it's easy to clean up when we need to. Setting realistic goals helps me avoid burnout. I've learned to give myself grace when things aren't perfect, and as a result, it makes it easier to stay on top of what really matters. So don't beat yourself up if everything isn't spotless. Just keep it manageable and enjoy the little victories along the way. Now that we've talked about setting expectations, let's move on to a game-changing habit that will keep you from feeling overwhelmed by clutter every day. One final tip I swear by is creating a clutter-free zone in your home. No matter how messy the rest of the house gets, having at least one space that stays tidy and organized makes a world of difference. For me, that space is my bedroom. A place where I can unwind and enjoy the calm, knowing everything around me is in order. It doesn't have to be a large area, just a small space where everything has its place. For example, I always make the bed in the morning, and I keep a small shelf with only essentials like a couple of books, a plant, and a candle. No random piles of papers or clothes, just a peaceful, tidy area to recharge. Having a clutter-free zone isn't just about having a neat space. It creates a mental shift. It gives you a space to escape the chaos and reset, which helps you feel more in control. It's crucial when you're working to keep your entire home organized. With a space like that, staying on top of clutter becomes easier, and keeping your home in order feels much more natural. So there you have it. 12 simple tips that I've been using to keep my home organized without feeling overwhelmed. By starting with small, manageable tasks, creating routines, and setting realistic expectations, keeping things tidy doesn't have to be a huge burden. It's about finding systems that work for you and making them part of your daily life. If you're looking to save time and reduce stress while maintaining a clean and organized home, try out a few of these tips. Take it one step at a time and don't be too hard on yourself. The key is consistency, not perfection. And if you want to learn more about specific areas in your home, like how to declutter your kitchen or organize your closet, check out my other videos. You can find even more practical tips to help make your space feel more manageable. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You deserve a home that feels comfortable and stress-free every day.